Well, hello everyone. I would have already liked to have talked about some of the topics I want to address, but I was a bit under the weather yesterday and I'm still kind of recovering, so apologies if my voice sounds a bit more strained than usual. With that in mind, I said I was not expecting this to debut this soon, but what the hey. Hey, as we are now 1 month away from its going live, I was expecting it would be in 2026 based on the placeholder date they gave on the eShop, but because the game has been such a success so far, or will likely he he be like I thought a good send off for the series on the base Switch and a way to help get into it on Switch 2. Who like they moving more units alongside Metroid, Kirby, and Age of Imprisonment this Christmas. Let's talk about the upcoming expansion into Pokemon Legends Z-A, Mega Dimensions, and my thoughts on the bit of information they've put out, with more to come on the 19th. So, let's begin. Right off, I am glad to see that I was correct in my insinuation that Hoopa is responsible for the rains that get in the parallel universe. And yes, I was surprised, pleasantly and so, with that. And with that being the case, is on top of the 200 plus monsters, there's a lot of which have new returning Mega Evolutions. We have even more coming, and a lot of them can be encountered by consuming special donuts made by a new companion named Onsha. And we also have Karina returning from XMY, which is good. She's one of my she was one of my favorite gym leaders in XMY. And out of all the ones to return first, she's the one that makes most sense to me based on the story components. I do have to wonder if they're going to be building upon what they're hinting at in the base game, especially since there's still plot threads that I still would like to know more about, such as what really happened to Ube and Tony's mother, as well as if Naveen patched things up with his grandma, and was the one, him being into fashion and everything. And And from gameplay, they're going to be retaining all the things they did in the base game, and it makes sense that they are retaining the idea that it's going to be a parallel universe in there as well. Sorry. And on top of them, more monsters, including one of my favorites from Scarlet and Violet, Annihilate. I mean, the idea that the rage not only makes Primeape keel over and die, but become a ghost, but also they are pushing the levels past 100 for the first time in franchise history. I'm working on training a recreations of X and Y teams to act as countermeasures as well. And also I'm enjoying Backscalibur joining the Mega Evolutions, and with the spine on its back looks like a sword. Or also furthers the Kaiju parallels. I'm not gonna be looking up all the leaks. That's why I mainly focus on officially revealed information the best I can. And it's not unreasonable to assume there'll also be more cosmetics coming as well in their in-game shops. Heck, one thing I also like to give to new players is like, if you stay with the outfit that they give you throughout the entire day-night cycle, well, that unlocks more or items you can pick up in the shop right there. Even if some of the outfits look a little bit silly depending on which avatar you chose, I still maintain I like how similar that is to Animal Crossing and Splatoon and their approach to in-game cosmetics. That items are universal and can be worn by any avatar. Like I said, best way to approach that issue is to not make it one, at least for me. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I admittedly wonder her her how everything is going to work, and I definitely am one of those people that only to stick to officially reveal details because I want to maintain some mystery. And some people debate whether or not the new X and Y variants of Mega Raichu are really like a reincarnation of the lost Gorochu monster from the original games. I personally can say yes in different ways, where some traits were given to the X variant, others to the Y variant. And while the Stage 1 form tends to get more attention as a franchise's mascots, functionally like our Mickey Mouse, our Bugs Bunny, our Mario, if you will, of this franchise, guys, where you can get anything from like a very cute little plush toy to a. I actually have seen legit jewel statues covered in and jewels and plated in 24 karat gold. I mean, oh yes, we reached that stage in the fan base 30 years on. And also, I would like to point out that those people still getting a bit salty about the presentation. A lot of the more egregious texture work has already been and patched, and they're still working on balancing other stuff as well, thankfully. I can't however say someone who just made rank J in the current season, and which was like one rank better than I did last time. I'm obviously not gonna go for rank A online right away, but, and this is a big but, I always do my best to try and do the same or better than I did in a previous season. So the Chestnut Megastone will be in the third season, and after the current one ends on the 25th. The Baxcalibur Stone will be after that. So headed into early 2026, at least by the looks of it. That way, I actually like that approach. That'll give me some time, some time to get acquainted with a lot of stuff, and I had a feeling that the multiplayer aspect would work a lot differently, given how the competitive circuit is going to be focused on the upcoming Pokemon Champions. And what I did not expect was just the utter chaos it would often be. And why I don't try and go for the top of the rankings either. I just try to at least get on the board, because even in getting some stuff done, like at least a couple knockouts, as well as collecting loot, will get you some points out on the board. Heard so. And given how Lumio's still the main hub, and it is a very impressive hub, I'm still going to maintain that. I mean, it does make sense to me that it would be focusing on that, and I also do not really agree with the idea that they just jettisoned what Legends Arceus did. I think it'd be more accurate to say they applied different ways, because, again, Legends Arceus taking place is in a stand-in for Japan in the 15th century. It was very much more fantastical in why they have those staging grounds while using Jubilee Village as your hub. Whereas this game is more of an urban fantasy where there are still areas that are frozen, resemble different biomes like grasslands, tundras, as waterways, as while also being within the confines of a city of steel and fiberglass. I'm not going to get into what happens in the story, but if you play it, you know what I'm talking about. And again, I would appreciate if people found other critiques as well. I mean, well, since I've seen my fair share of straight up asset flips on the eShop, as well as straight up AI generated games there as well. I know what lazy design looks like, and this isn't it, Chief. Bottom line, it looks like I will be opting in, and once this goes live, I will likely have the means to do so soon. And it looks like I will, in all likelihood, be, like I hoped, getting my PS5 before the year is out, like I hoped, which is to celebrate 30 years of play. And even though other games are telling me different things, they all point to the same general idea of planned obsolescence. You will just have to wait and see a, how it turns out. So, anyway, that'll be all for now. I will definitely be keeping an eye on the next batch of information that I'll be dropping, being on the 19th. And I will be with you again soon with other stuff. So, take care, everyone. Seek out our Pokemon.